Now let's take Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let's take Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Yoruba land. Very foolish, very arrogant, very stupid. I don't owe him an apology.
Yes, my people, as it hot, it don't happen. No, this popular lawyer olalekan, he don't use mouth to destroy Tinubu. He don't even end Tinubu self. He say if Tinubu get mad, make Tinubu come arrest am, make Tinubu sue and go court. No, he not let destroy Tinubu. He can see expose some secret revelations. Man, not talk too much. Make una watch this video. Make una listen to this man get to talk. As they watch and they share am other persons here, and comment your opinion in the comment section. Today, I go reply comments. Comment, make I reply you.
Now let's take Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let's take Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Yoruba land. Very foolish, very arrogant, very stupid. I don't owe him an apology. And I'm expecting him to come and sue me to court for libel. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, very stupid, very arrogant, very foolish. This is a man that he has never fought for the interest of the Yorubas, and he called himself the leader of the Yorubas. He called himself Ashwaju of the Yorubas. I don't even know who gave him that fake chieftaincy title. So, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you are not Ashwaju of Yorubas. You are not, because you don't even merit that chieftaincy title. That chieftaincy title should be given to somebody on merit, not because you have money, or not because you have embezzled money. So he called himself Ashwaju of the Yorubas, or Ashwaju, I don't know. But I mean, when they have been us, have you seen Bola Ahmed Tinubu to come and complain? By every day, they slaughter Yoruba any day. And I still don't understand why we have double standard in Nigeria. Larry Motors, God so good. Thank you, sir, for bringing that into my notice. Larry Motors was extradited to the United States of America. Larry Motors. And then this the same case with Abakari. Larry Shitu was a drug baron, and then United States of America requested that Larry Shitu should be extradited, and Larry Shitu was extradited back to the United States of America. Now, Abakari too is involved in drug, cocaine. But what happened to Abakari? Nothing. And we are calling ourselves not one Nigeria. Are we not operating two sets of laws in Nigeria? Are we not operating two sets of laws in Nigeria? When one law is favorable to the northern people, and the same law is harsh to the southerners. How many times has EFCC? How many times have you seen EFCC raiding university campuses in the north? How many times? Or you want to tell me that the northerners don't sell drugs, or they don't take drugs, or they don't sell it, or they are not drug barons? How many times have you seen EFCC in Bayero University, Kano, to go and raid their hostels? How many times? How many times have you seen EFCC in University of Maduguri hostel to go and raid their hostel? How many times have you seen EFCC in Amanu Bello University hostel to go and raid their hostel looking for Yahoo Yahoo? Now, let's get it clear. I'm not saying I'm in support of Yahoo Yahoo. Okay? But then, justice should be justice. Justice, if you know the symbol of justice, is a blind woman. The symbol of justice is a blind woman holding two scales. Do you know why she's blind? She's blind because she doesn't want to know who you are. And that means everybody is equal before the law, because she doesn't even see you. So, whoever you are, the same justice, it's the same justice we apply, whether you're a king or you're a commoner. Now, in United Kingdom, the Prime Minister of United Kingdom was fined just because he was making a phone call and he refused to use, and he forgot to use his seat belt. But they did not say because he's Prime Minister. They did not say because he's Prime Minister. Okay? So, why is it that EFCC is effective in the southern part of Nigeria and not effective in the northern part of Nigeria? Why is it that ICPC is effective in the southern part of Nigeria and not effective in the northern part of Nigeria? Why is it that our senators, when I say our senators in the south and the southeast, why are they so quiet? Why do they not protest? Why is it that Buhari is introducing obnoxious bills obnoxious. When I say obnoxious, that means bills that are not reasonable. One example is Inland Waterway Bill, Federal Inland Waterway Bill. Why is it that our senators in the southern part of Nigeria, in the southeastern part of Nigeria, did not say anything? They did not object. Why? What is so much? Why is it that Buhari is so much concerned about the Inland Waterway Bill? Why is it that the Inland Waterway Bill was sponsored from the presidency? Why is it that after Buhari cannot implement Ruga, why did Buhari single-handedly sponsor Inland Waterway Bill? Are we not stupid? Why is our senators? In Southwest, we have 18 senators. In Southwest, we have 18 senators. Southwest that I know, because it's 3 per state. 3 per state in Southwest, 3 per state. So 3 times 6, 18 senators. In the Southeast, they have 15 senators. Where are they? Where are the 15 senators from the Southeast? Why are they not objecting? Where are the senators in the South? They have 18 senators. Why are they not objecting to the obnoxious Federal Inland Waterway Bills? Are we not stupid in the South? And then we continue blaming Buhari. Why are we blaming Buhari? Don't you have governors in the Southwest? Don't you have governors in the Southeast? Don't you have governors in the South? Don't they collect their federal government allocations? Go and look at what they are doing in Kano. Go and look at the road they are constructing in Kano. Go and look at the roads they are constructing in Kaduna State. But go to Abia State. Where is the governor of Abia State not constructing the similar road? Why is it that our politicians are always willing, able, and ready to play second-class fiddles to the Fulani politicians? Why are they doing like that? And if you complain now, they will be saying, Now, let's get one thing clear. As long as we behave cowardly, as long as we cannot behave objectively, the Fulanis will continue to rule Nigeria. Why is it that federal government on Nnamdi Kanu alone have disobeyed over 15 court orders? Why is it that federal government on Nnamdi Kanu alone have disobeyed 15 court orders? Why is it that the same federal government that disobeyed court orders on Nnamdi Kanu, why is it that the same court orders, they did not comply with the same court orders in respect of Abakari? Federal government can disobey court orders on Nnamdi Kanu, but the same federal government refused to comply with court orders on Abakari. Why is it that the vice president of Nigeria is being treated like a second-class citizen in Aso Rock? Let's go to section 145. Let's go to section 145. Let's go to section 145 of the Constitution. And I will tell you why the federal government and why the vice president is being treated like a houseboy in Aso Rock. Let's start from section 144. Let's start from so that you will get you will now understand what I'm trying to say. Section 144, subsection 1. Section 144, subsection 1. And with your permission, I will read. The president or vice president shall cease to hold office. Those are the conditions where you can remove the vice president or the president. Okay? Now, let's go to... That's section 144. Now, let's go to... Because some people are now coming up with an argument. Let's go to section 141. Let's start from section 141 so that you can get what I'm saying will make a lot of sense to you. Let's start from section 141. Section 141. This is it. Section 141. Now, section 141 says, and with your permission, I read, there shall be for the federation vice president. There shall be for the federation vice president. That means the office of the vice president is a constituted office. Is an office recognized by the Constitution. It's not at the pleasure of the president. So people have been saying that the president can do whatever he likes with the vice president. It's a lie. The office of the vice president is an office recognized and constituted by the Constitution. So And there cannot be a president without the vice president. There cannot be a vice president without the president, and there cannot be a president without the vice president. They hold what we call joint tickets. They hold joint tickets. So both of them are elected. Both of them are elected. And the same thing applies to both of them. The only thing is that the president is the executive president. The vice president is even the executive vice president. But it's like the president, the vice president will assist the president in case if the president is incapacitated or suddenly he died in the office. The vice president will step up and become the president. Now, and then, or the president, the vice president can, any assignments given to him by the president, yes, he can do it. Then don't forget that the vice president is the chairman of National Emergency Management Authority, NEMA. There's some statutory board that the vice president is the chairman by virtue of being the vice president. So let's start from section 141. There shall be for the federation vice president. Now, section 142, subsection 1. In any election to which the foregoing provision of this part of this chapter relates, a candidate for an election to the office of president shall not be deemed. Emphasize shall. Let me read this again. No? Section 142, subsection 1. In any election to which the foregoing provisions of this part of this constitution relate, a candidate for an election to the office of president shall not be deemed to be validly nominated. To be validly nominated, emphasis mine, to be validly nominated, unless he nominates another candidate as his associate from the same political party. That means even for you to qualify as a president of Nigeria, you must have a vice presidential candidate, and that vice presidential candidate must be from your party. So, in other words, let me interpret it to you. You cannot be a presidential candidate in the APC and then go and select a vice presidential candidate from PDP. So, the vice president must be from the same APC. Then let's go further. Who is to occupy the office of vice president, and that candidate shall be deemed to have been duly elected to the office of vice president if the candidate for election to the office of president who nominated him as such is duly elected. That means the vice president automatically become elected once the president is elected. The vice president automatically become elected once the president is elected. And there's no dispute about it. It's well written in the constitution. Okay. Now, let's go to, but I won't be able to read everything because of our time, but let's go to section 145. But that's even where I want to go. But I want you to understand where I'm going and where I'm coming from. I don't want to just jump to section 145, so that I want us to understand where I'm coming from and what I'm trying to bring out. So let's go to section 145. Section 145, subsection 1. Section 145, subsection 1. And I read, whenever the president is proceeding on vacation or is otherwise unable to discharge the function of his office, he shall, listen to the word, he shall, when you hear the word shall, it's mandatory. He shall transmit a written declaration to the president of the Senate and the Speaker of the House of Representatives to that effect. And until he transmits to them a written declaration to the contrary, the vice president shall perform the functions of the president as acting president. That means whenever the president is traveling out of Nigeria, by virtue of section 145, subsection 1, the president is mandatory. Is compulsory that the president must write a letter to the president of the Senate and the Speaker of House of Representatives that, look, I'm traveling, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Senate President, I'm traveling. The vice president should be the acting president in my absence. That's the provision of the Constitution, nothing more, nothing less. And the president must comply with it. Okay? And that section 145, subsection 1, is an impeachable offense. It's an impeachable section. That means if the president does not comply with section 145, subsection 1, the Senate and the House of Rep can impeach him based on that section. So if the president did not comply with the provision of section 145, subsection 1, the Senate and the House of Rep can impeach him because it's an impeachable offense. So whenever you see the word shall in the Constitution, it means it's mandatory. It's a mandatory section. Now, guess what? How many times have Buhari written a letter to the Senate that is traveling and that Oshibajo should be the acting president? How many times? How many times has Buhari complied with the section of this with this section? How many times has Buhari complied with this section? Section 145, subsection 1.